ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, we got to talk about these Oscars, Oscar nominations, 98th Academy Awards. You want to go category for
All right.
category?
Yeah, let's
Really
just
getting the
walk
nitty
through
gritty.
them
Yeah, okay.
and
So,
see what we can do. All I'm going to tell you though is I'm just going to tell you who I think the likely winners are and which one I like. And whatever else you want to toss. I got to contain my thoughts because
no,
I
yeah,
talk
because
too
I mean,
much.
did you watch them all? I mean, I didn't, I watched a lot of them, but I didn't watch them all.
I
So,
didn't watch them all. I watched a lot. There's some that I'm interested in that I haven't gotten to yet.
yeah, I haven't gotten to
Uh,
them all yet.
but I'm actually looking. As I'm kind of working through these films, and looking at this one, looking at that one, looking at the next one. I'm just kind of viewing it from what the industry and what the trades and what the prognosticators are
Hmm.
kind of weighing in, and just kind of like I'm just want to let you know where I land on it. You
Yeah,
know,
and
and
I'm going to get into the brain of the Academy, the typical Academy voter, and try to think like them because I feel like they think with a different brain than I do.
they
So I'm
think with
gonna
old white man
they did.
brain.
I'm getting
They
into
gotta
my
get
old
you.
white man. I'm channeling my old white man today, and we're gonna talk about these
Think,
movies.
imagine yourself with some New Balance sneakers on, and a pair of
Hmm.
khakis, and like a maybe like a little corduroy
And
kind
a
of
lot
print
of
shirt or something.
audacity, a whole lot of audacity.
A lot of audacity and maybe a vest. You might
Hmm.
have a vest on.
Yeah, I feel the privilege coming. Let's talk about Best
Yeah.
Picture. For Best Picture,
Best picture.
we have first up, Begonia, a surreal sci-fi dark comedy about two conspiracy
Mm-hmm.
obsessives who kidnap a powerful CEO they believe is an alien. We have F1, a veteran Formula One driver returns from retirement to help save an underdog team and mentor a young racer. We have Frankenstein, that's Guillermo del Toro's lavish adaptation of the classic Frankenstein. Hamnet, a moving historical drama that follows William Shakespeare and Marty Supreme. Sports tale about a
Mm-hmm.
working class table tennis hustler. One battle after another, a kinetic drama about a washed up revolutionary whose past comes back to crashing back as he battles his personal battles. And then you have Secret Agent, set in Brazil during a military dictatorship in the 70s. Sentimental value, family drama about a filmmaker trying to connect with his family. Sinners, we know Sinners, Vampire, Jim Crow South, Juke Joint, and in Train Dreams, lyrical tale spanning decades, about a logger's quiet. So that's Begonia,
Okay.
F1, Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, The Secret Agent, Sentimental Value, Sinners, and Train Dreams.
Uh, watch Train Dreams. Love Train Dreams. Beautiful, quiet, elegant, incredibly well shot. But you need patience to watch Train Dreams. It's lyrical, it's quiet, there's nothing bombastic about it. It is really a matter of taste, and if you love film, there's a lot in that film to love because it's quiet and it's nuanced, and love that. I've been trying to watch Begonia. That is Yorgos Lanthimos directing that. um I'm getting closer to getting into it, but I'm not ready yet. Um,
Mm.
he's got a thing that he does. He's some really arch ways of approaching his subject matter. Shoot some really interesting film. I was a huge fan of Poor Things. My son tells me that Begonia is good, so I take his word for certain things.
I
He also
saw
told me
that.
that sentimental
Value.
sentimental value.
Yeah.
I After we had a very long conversation about which Skarsgård was which, because there's apparently two brothers.
There's
One
two
of
of them.
them is named Alex. There's an Alex and a Bill. So Alex and Bill are brothers, and
There's a
Stellan
sexy
is the father.
Skarsgård, and there's like a sentimental value
Alex is
Skarsgård.
sexy Skarsgård, and
Yeah,
and Bill is how come I can't be sexy Skarsgård.
he's the sentimental Skarsgård.
and and Dad is like I'm Silver Foxy Skarsgård.
There we are. The
Uh,
Skarsgårds.
I have been told that I should watch Sentimental Value and that it's really good, and I do intend on
Hmm.
watching it. I have not seen it yet.
Yeah,
None of
same.
those are in the running for me. F1, incredibly fun movie. Watched it a number of times. Really, really good movie. popcorn picture. Jerry Bruckheimer, lots of action. Brad Pitt's very cool. The most outstanding thing in F1 to me was a shirt that Brad Pitt had on, and I looked at that shirt. I was like, "Damn, that looked like a nice shirt."
A shirt.
That
Okay.
that was the standout. And as much as I love the film, the race, and all that, the thing that stood out to me in F1 was his
A
shirt.
shirt.
Brad Pitt had a shirt. You ever seen somebody in an outfit in a movie and you been, damn, where'd they get that from? And that's what I thought when I saw Brad Pitt's shirt.
All
Okay.
right. I
I
don't
know
know
you
if
named
that's
some of
what
the
they were
others.
going for. I don't know if that's what they
That's what
were
they was
going
going.
for,
They was
but
going for the shirt. We sure hope that
maybe.
some black guys like this shirt. Okay, best picture. I think that one battle after another will win.
And that's your opinion or what you think they will make sure wins.
Um, my belief is that one battle after another will win best picture.
Okay.
Uh, Again, because I think it's where Paul Thomas Anderson is in his career. It is a very good movie. It really is. And he did some really cool stuff in it, and in a lot of ways it's very contemporary. He's got some breakout performances in there, and some really cool stuff. So uh
Mhm.
and I don't think that's unwarranted. I don't think that it's unfair that he
Yeah.
should win best picture. Do I think that Sinners eclipses it in a number of ways? Absolutely. But in the politics, I don't think so. So I do believe that one battle after another is probably going to win. I think Marty Supreme is an interesting conversation to have or sentimental value, but those films aren't popular enough. They aren't electric enough. And I also don't think that they're like, those films aren't Moonlight, right? They aren't
Mhm.
this slightly smaller but riveting film that really got people going. They're really, really good, solid pieces of work, but I just don't think the excitement is there for those. So I believe one battle after another will win. And if there's a way that Sinners could, edge it out, maybe put a stake through his heart and win, uh, you know, then
Set the
I would be
fists.
really happy about that, right?
Yes, I would
Okay.
be very happy. I'm rooting for everybody black. I'm rooting for something with black people in it. But I
Wishing
got
for
my
Sinners, I believe one battle after another will win, and I don't think that that's a wrong choice.
and I wouldn't be mad, Elisa. I would not be mad with any of those. There's about three movies that I wouldn't be mad at, but I also don't think any of them are going to win. When you look at
Okay.
Sinners, it's at its core, it could have been a period piece about a young man wanting to play secular music, and that could have been the whole film. But on top of it, you
Right.
got vampires, you
It,
got
it could have been
musical.
Crossroads with Ralph Macchio.
It could have been that, but you add all these other things, and then you got a random, fight to the death at the end action flick right there. It's like a lot in the sauce. Same thing with
Yes.
one battle after another. It could have easily just been a tale of a
Could
washed
have
up
just been one battle.
revolutionary, but it was one after another.
It was
But
one
then you
after
added
another.
in this whole secret society, racial connotation, and it elevates it to me. You know what I mean? Even with
Yeah.
Begonia, it could have really just been a movie about how capitalism and the healthcare system destroyed this family. But you add aliens, so it's like you got this and you add this on top. And that excites me as a viewer. This is why any of these movies I was drawn to. But none of
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
movies are going to win. And here's why:
Right.
because they don't like loud movies. They don't like
Who don't
interesting
like loud
movies.
movies?
The the
The
the, the white
Academy?
man, the Academy don't
The
like
white
loud
man, the
movies.
white man don't like
The
loud.
white man don't like loud. He likes quiet. For some reason, they vote for these quiet movies, which is why Hamnet or Train Dreams are going to win. I don't want either one of them to win, but Hamnet wasn't that best picture at the Golden Globes. Nice and quiet. It is what it is. It's not
Now
too
who's yeah,
complex.
I'm gonna I don't think so.
I'm
I
not saying
mean,
that's who I want to win. I'm saying that's probably who's
well, they do
going
they
to
do like
win.
quiet.
They love
They,
quiet.
they they do like quiet because I think they conflate that with sophisticated or some sort of higher art
Hmm.
form that is quiet. Um, but Paul Thomas Anderson's also he's a white guy, and he's a white guy who has carved out a special place, in
He is a
filmmaking
white
lore, and he has not been. I don't think that they will believe that he's been sufficiently rewarded for that. And again, I don't think that it's a bad thing or a wrong thing for him to win the
No,
best
and I'm
picture.
not. But they also don't feel like Chloe Zhao has gotten her thing either. And then they look at it as like, ooh, ethnic, I'm doing something for somebody. And that is
Yeah,
what
yeah,
won Best Picture. Did I think it deserved Best
yeah.
Picture at
I
the
think
Golden
that's a
Globes? No. Did it win?
right.
Yes. So when it wins, I will not be shocked. I won't.
Yeah,
But what I
but
would
Golden
like to
Globes
see
is
win,
also foreign. Golden Globes is Hollywood
okay.
foreign press, and so foreign has a lot to do with that too. And she's international in that way, so they skew,
We'll
in that
see, but
direction
isn't
just a
Spielberg a
touch.
part of that in some way, shape, or form as well? So and they love him. So I think even though that's not my choice is obviously Sinners, and I would also
Okay.
be happy with one battle after another. And if Begonia won, I would be like, it won over them, but I would understand it because I actually really enjoyed that movie. But I will not be shocked when they call up Hamnet or even A Train Dreams, which I did watch. It's a very quiet movie, but I'm like, that's the type of stuff they like. Quiet movies with one character. We're following one white man's story, and that's the whole movie, and they like that. So I say
I
Hamnet's
got
gonna
an
win that one.
idea. Somebody should do a crossover sequel called One Sinner After Another. And in this movie,
Write it down,
Aaron
folks.
Pierre.
Ooh, that's
In this
Mufasa.
movie, Aaron Pierre plays triplets,
Okay.
and each one of them thinks that they have the child of a revolutionary woman who has escaped. That woman will be played by Wunmi Masaku.
Masako. Okay. Somebody write
Masako.
that down. That's another free idea for you.
One center after another. That's my IP
One sinner
crossover
after another. I
single.
don't know if I could
There you
handle
go.
three Aaron Pierres in one movie. That's a lot. That's a lot for my
but
blood
but what I
pressure.
do know is that you'd be willing to try.
I sure would. Sign me up. All right. So you
you you
say
you'd be like Grayson Sinners. Come on, you motherfucker!
she pissed me
Come
off
on,
with that.
you
She pissed. I was yelling at her the most in the movie theater. Like, girl, you relax. But yeah, okay. So you say one battle after another for that one. I say I think it's going to Hamnet, although I don't want that to happen. Let's talk about
Right.
actor in a leading role. You have Timothy Chalamet, Marty Supreme, Leonardo DiCaprio, one battle after another. You have Ethan Hawke in Blue Moon, which, in case you don't know, is a biographical drama that follows legendary Broadway lyricist Lawrence Hart over the course of a single night as he faces his fading career. You have Michael B. Jordan in Sinners, Wagner Moura in The Secret Agent. So once again, that's
Mhm.
Timothy Chalamet, Leonardo DiCaprio, Ethan Hawke, Michael B. Jordan, and Wagner Moura for actors in a leading role. I already know who's going to win that. It's a very easy
Well,
and
so
obvious.
I would like it to be Michael B. Jordan, but at the Oscars, I'm thinking it might be Leo.
Nah,
I think they like Timothy. Does Leo? He's got a couple of Oscars, doesn't he?
he's got the Revenant. Nah, it's going to be Timothy Chalamet, and I'll tell you why. I watched Marty Supreme last night, and I said, "This little white boy got the audacity. This man in this movie didn't care about nobody else. His dream was more important. He left people in the wake. He left people dead. He left people injured. He did not give a clear fuck about nobody but himself."
Okay.
And I said, "That's the people that are voting. They're going to see themselves in that character
Oh,
because that's
they
what they do.
love. It's like
They love
because
that.
he's a little Jewish guy that's running fucking roughshod over
He is
everything.
them. He is them.
Okay,
Like I'm like, oh,
okay.
they see themselves all up in that character. They resonate with that
Oh,
character.
okay,
They
okay,
resonate.
okay. I got to give you that. I wish I had an argument. You're like he is them.
He's them.
That's
Okay, and I was like, look, I get it. Look, go after what you want. Step on whoever to get there,
well, and I
and
mean
that's
he's
it.
kind of on a tear because he had Dylan and what was the other thing he had Dune.
Yeah,
So he kind of been
Dunes.
out
Yeah,
there, kind of high. And to be fair, my man's got he's got the sauce, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he
Kylie
been in it
Jenner's
for a
gonna be
minute.
there.
You know.
They love all that. He's
Yeah.
gonna
Okay.
bring the.
Okay.
Mhm.
So that's old guard. Old boss meet the new boss.
I
So
don't think that. Do you think that Leonardo's like acting role surpassed what Timothy did in Marty Supreme?
no, no, not at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that was a great fun role for him, but I don't think that that was I don't think that that was heavy lifting.
No,
What was his name in the movie? Fred Frank. What was his name?
in Frankenstein.
I don't remember. Bob. I don't remember what his name was. Bill.
In what movie?
Anyway, whatever
Oh,
Leo's
in One
name
Battle After
was
Another. Okay.
in one battle after another. Yeah, whatever his name was, I don't remember. Um, that that version of Leo DiCaprio was I saw a better version of that in what's the one with the money where he
It was
played Jordan
Bob.
Belfort.
Bob Ferguson
Bob,
was his
right? He
name.
played Bob in one battle after another. But
Yeah.
whatever that movie was, where he was Jordan Belfort, which is weird. I remember. Why can I remember the character's name, but I can't remember the name of the movie? Scorsese, Margot Robbie,
Oh, Jordan Belfort's a real
Lamborghini.
person. Um. Uh. He. Oh, you talking about The Wolf of Wall Street?
Wolf
The
of
Wolf
Wall
of Wall
Street.
Street. Yeah.
Right, right. Leo in Wolf of Wall Street is in the same ballpark, I think, performance wise, as he is with Bob. Bob is far less refined. He's a mess, but there's drugs, there's bad behavior, there's
Mhm.
outsized persona, there's a lot of stuff. And I think he nailed a version of that sort of performance
Yeah,
better
I
in
thought he
another
was
film.
better for sure. And I mean, the winner of this for the Golden Globes, not that that matters, was Wagner Mora. I don't know, and I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know enough about his performance to really judge. But we can't forget that sometimes you will see them win there and then also win in the Oscars. So, but I do think it's still going to be
Well,
Timothy Chalamet.
yeah, well, the other thing too about the Golden Globes is that it's also an opportunity to award actors that might not get the
It for
award
most,
in the other
yeah.
big show. It's like when they do the whatever the Indie Spirit Awards or whatever that's called.
Okay.
Same thing, right? It's like, yeah, we're going to acknowledge some people that we know probably don't stand a chance over here. And so I think, and you got to remember, these are not all entirely different people. These are not people that don't talk to each other,
Hmm.
right? These are people that have conversations and exchanges and are going back, and whether it's interior or personal conversations or conversations by way of the trades and the business, they're kind of taking temperature and measuring, engaging where the other guy. What do you think they're gonna do? Well, we're gonna do this. So that's a part of it also.
Hmm. No, I get that, but I must I still say Timothy for me,
Okay.
and
I'll
I'd
go
be
with you on
surprised if
that.
it's anyone else.
But if
Yeah.
again, but I would nominate um, Smoke as best actor
Yeah,
and
I mean, we would
Stack
love if
as
Michael B. Jordan
best
won.
supporting actor.
I would love if Michael B. Jordan won. I would be surprised if he won though. I just don't feel like they consider this his time. I think they think he has another movies coming. He has some other Ryan Coogler movie down the road that we can nominate him for later. I think that's what
I really do
that's what I'm
believe.
thinking.
I believe they could have. I believe they actually could have submitted Smoke for best actor and Stack for best supporting actor, and probably got two nominations, and they wouldn't have known until they showed up.
Because we
Like,
all
wait,
look
what?
alike. We all look alike. But yeah, so actress in a leading role, we have Jessie Buckley in Hamnet, and she also did win the Golden Globe for that. We have Rose
Mhm.
Byrne, and If I Had Legs,
Burn,
I Kick Burn.
Rose
If I
Byrne.
Had Legs, I'd Kick You. And that's
Mhm.
a psychological comedy drama about a mother pushed to her emotional limits as she cares for her chronically ill daughter. And then you have Kate Hudson and Song
Mhm.
Sung Blue, which is that musical drama about
That's a
those.
big song. Song Sung
Song Sung
Blue.
Blue. You know I don't. You know I didn't know
Song
that.
Sung Blue.
You know I
Yeah,
didn't
if
know
you
that.
listen to FM radio in the 70s before you were born, you
Yeah, I
would have
didn't do
heard
that.
Song Sung Blue. Who is Song Sung Blue by? I
Is
don't
it a
even remember.
Neil Diamond? Because they're a Neil Diamond tribute
Is
band.
that who it is? Neil Diamond?
Yeah, I
Song
would assume
Sung
so.
Blue, Milwaukee couple. I'm
That's
just kind of
interesting
looking at
though,
the
because
real life Neil Diamond tribute act. I
yeah.
see that's.
I haven't
Oh,
seen that yet. But we have that period piece.
wait, hold. You have not gone to see a film about a Neil Diamond tribute? What type of black woman are you?
Shocking. I don't feel like I'm the audience.
Do you even know who Neil Diamond is?
Not at all.
So if
Not at
Neil
all.
Diamond and Neil Young both walked up to you and go $1 million, which one of us is which?
Wait, who's Neil Young? Am I supposed
Oh,
to know who that
Jesus.
is?
He's a very old white guy who plays
Why
rock
would
music.
I know who he is? I don't know who any of these
Because you
white
got the
people
internet.
are. Yeah, but who's like randomly looking up Neil Diamond or Neil Young? They're 80.
You know,
Stop. You're old is showing. Stop telling them people you look
I don't
young.
care
Like
that my
you,
old is showing. I'm just saying,
we trying to make you feel like you're not
no, no,
in
no.
your
I'm
60s.
no, no. That's why you're here. You're here. You're actually here so that I don't have to do that.
Yeah. It's a
Right.
struggle. I'm
You know
trying my
what's going
best.
on. I stay in the house and mind my business. And, like I got gray hair and I'm like, I'm cool.
You
I'm
gotta
not
come
going to
outside.
jet
It's
black
it's
y'all.
it's 85 degrees outside. Sorry for the rest of the
Uh-huh.
country that's dealing with ice, but it's 85 degrees outside in LA. You should come outside. Leave the house, Ali.
Yeah, I think about it, but it ain't nothing for me out there.
All right. So we have Renate Rensiv. And I feel like I'm
Renata Rensva.
Renata
Renata
Rensva.
Rensva. Renata Rensva.
Renata Rensva
Yes.
for Sentimental Value.
Uh-huh.
And we have
Value.
Emma Stone for Begonia. So once again, I'll go through Jessie Buckley, Rose Byrne, Kate
Hmm.
Hudson, Renata Rens,
Rensva.
Renata Rensva,
Rensve.
Rensva.
Rensve.
Listen,
Yes.
and Emma Stone for this. And I have my thoughts. I want to hear yours though.
My quick gut check. If I was like, I'm gonna say it's probably gonna be Rose Byrne.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I've heard some chatter. I've heard people talking, and first of all, Rose Byrne, really incredible actress,
No,
right?
she's great. I love
Fantastic
her in that
range.
HBO show. What's the what is that
Which
show?
one?
She's a
You
lead in
get some
the
keywords, maybe I could figure it out.
wait. Actually, no. Thinking about someone completely
No.
different. She's great. She's great.
Yeah,
No,
Rose
no, she's
Byrne is
in
fantastic.
Platonic. Yeah,
Oh,
show. It's the
Platonic,
show
is
I'm
that what
thinking.
it's called?
Yeah, that's the show I'm thinking about. But
Okay.
that's not HBO. I think that's
Uh,
Apple.
yeah. So love Rose Byrne. Think she's great. If can I be honest? Yes. You're like
Yeah.
absolutely be honest.
Yes, please.
I started watching that movie and I had to stop because I honestly, in the world that we're in right now, I'm having a problem uh, consuming entertainment about sad white people.
They're not allowed to be sad.
I'm not saying they're not allowed to be sad. I'm just saying that it's difficult right now from a real world perspective for me to empathize with these minor, seemingly minor personal interior struggles of white people,
Fair enough.
right? And
Fair
so
enough.
I'm not saying that the movies aren't good. I'm not saying that the performances aren't great. I'm just saying that my capacity to engage is diminished right now.
Mm.
And in order to give some of this work a fair shake, I don't want to watch it while I feel like this. Because honestly, like outside in the world, it's just shit going on. And then I see a guy playing a sad comic or a woman that got, something's going on in your house. And I'm like, motherfucker, like, yeah, the shit y'all think is drama. I mean, and it is. It kind of feels that way. So, and it's a weird place to be in right now. But I want to be honest about it because I
No,
don't know that I'm the only person that feels like that, and I don't like to be unfair
you're not.
when I'm
Trust
trying to consume, somebody's work, and I really want to enjoy to be available to it, and I just got kind of an emotional block. So some of that stuff I'm not looking at. But uh, if I were to venture a guess, I'm gonna say that Rose Byrne, again, she's a fantastic actress. She's done some incredible stuff, a lot of stuff that I've enjoyed. Um, I think that Emma Stone is probably a very strong contender. You know, she shaved her hair. Yeah, they're like, oh, she ain't fucking around,
Oh, you
right?
know they
And
love that. They
right,
love
right,
a
right. You
shaved
took a
head.
bold step, and the other women, I think, are you know, I'm sure they turned in some great performances. I haven't watched them, but I do know that from a political standpoint, you know, they got a couple of aces in the hole, and that's Rose and Emma, and one of them, I'm gonna put $5 on Rose is probably
Okay.
gonna win.
All right. Well, I that's a good point. I will say, and I haven't seen it. I do. That is on my list to see. But you know, once you say she cuts her hair off, I'm like, that's almost a shoo-in of an Oscar. If you're
Hmm.
a woman and you cut your hair bald, that gives you that one up. Um, I do know Jessie Buckley won. And I don't know. I haven't seen Hamnet yet either, but I would say that that's a possibility just because she won. So we know some of the people who might be voting in the Golden Globes might also be voting in the Academy. So they might some of those votes may carry over. And Emma Stone is an Academy darling. And even though in Begonia she plays an alien, it is basically just Emma Stone again. I
She,
mean,
you know, there have been films where I have been less interested in her than other films, but as an actress, she does make interesting choices and she commits to those roles, and I do tend to enjoy her, uh, you know, in everything but the help.
really? I felt like the help she was probably the most human. I hated Poor Things.
You did? I love Poor Things.
Yes. And it had nothing to do. I just didn't like the whole premise of it. But Begonia reminds me a bit of it, and it's the same person, right? But I
Yeah,
really
yeah.
did like Begonia. I mean, it's weird. It's weird, but I feel like her character is this corporate CEO, hard, about her business. And she's an alien, but that's who she is at the core. And I do feel like the same way these voters will respond to that. I have the audacity to do whatever I want, knock everyone down, to get what I want. In the same way, that character is what Emma Stone's character is. She wants her corporation to be successful. It doesn't matter who she has to kill, steal from to get it. And I do feel like that
Okay.
that whole idea is something that they resonate with. Now, has she won too recently for her to win again? Possibly, which is why it possibly will go to Rose and not her. Although I think if they
Hmm.
could give her an award every year, they would.
Well, this may be a culmination for Rose Byrne as well, because I don't think she been nominated. I don't think she's even been nominated before.
Not that I'm not that I'm aware of.
Yeah, so I mean, she's got a profile that warrants a win with,
Mhm.
you know, with this type of performance and this type of notice that she's getting from, you know, from the industry and also from the audience.
Yeah, I
So
think this
I'm
might be
not, I'm
her
not mad
first
at that.
one. Yeah, so I would say that she's a strong contender. So I'm with you there, and I would
Yeah,
say
yeah.
that Emma Stone and Jessie Buckley would be my number twos,
Okay.
just because it seems like that's the vibe of what they're into.
Yep.
So let's do actor in a supporting role. We have Benicio del Toro, One Battle After Another, Jacob Elordi in Frankenstein, Delroy
Hmm.
Lindo in Sinners, Sean Penn, One Battle After Another, and Stellan Skarsgård in Sentimental Value.
Um, you know, it's not often that Hollywood gets to, give an old black man an award.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so they probably should.
They
I
should.
say should, and it's warranted. You know, I'm Stellan Skarsgård, obviously great actor. Um, Benicio del Toro, fantastic. Um, but I don't see any reason why any person other than Delroy Lindo should walk away with that award.
I love
You know,
that.
just full stop. Like I don't even
No.
want to have the second, and you know, I don't even want to give voice to the notion that anything else would happen. I don't even want to speak that out into the universe. Delroy Lindo should have that award. They should just give it to him now and then just have a party at his house.
I didn't
He
know
can
he was
invite the other
British.
guys.
I didn't know he was
What about him
British
being British?
until I didn't know he was
Well, you know,
British until recently.
because he's a great actor.
That's how good an actor he is. Is he British? Somebody said he's British. Yeah, that's how good an actor. For 73 years he's been from London. I had no idea. None. I've never heard his
Delroy
British accent.
Lindo, and I don't know, like he's one of those amazing, like Delroy Lindo's like time traveler black man. Like honestly, he doesn't look so different now
He's
as Delta Slim than he looked
he
as
looks the
West Indian
same.
Archie. It's like
Hmm.
I don't know how you became perpetually 48 years old. Maybe 53 at a stretch.
Hmm.
But man, and just I don't know, man. I just love from everything, Crooklyn, and all the other amazing work that he's
Yeah,
done,
he's
the
like
amazing
Morgan
films that he's
Freeman
been
in
in.
that way. And Morgan Freeman's been 85 for years.
But like but Delroy Lindo is like fucking dangerous Morgan Freeman. Right? Like Morgan Freeman when he was in that movie with Christopher Reeve, where he played the pimp, uh, uh, Silky Black or whatever. I forget the name of that
Morgan
movie.
Freeman, Silky
Morgan Freeman,
Black.
Christopher Reeve, pimp.
Morgan Freeman, pimp.
Right.
Street
What's
smart.
the name of the movie? Street Smart.
Street smart.
Morgan Freeman was so fucking like Morgan Freeman in Street Smart was like Suge Knight level dangerous. Right.
That
But
came out the year I was
Delroy
born.
Lindo, oh God.
I didn't catch it.
Nah. It's still out there.
1987.
But fucking like Delroy Lindo is just so fucking I don't know. I'm bowing down, and I think he's just so
Yes.
amazing, and everything in my soul and my spirit believes that he should have that on his mantle because
I
and I and,
absolutely want Del Rolando to
I love
win.
Benicio, and I think Sean Penn does some really
Hmm.
cool, and I really actually love how Sean Penn shows up in the business. He seems to be a man of of great principle, and he picks interesting and good work to do,
Yeah, he
and he
does.
commits to it, and I love that about him. Uh, all that being said, Delroy Lindo.
I absolutely want Del Rolando to win. I have to play devil's advocate because I'm not using my mind right now. I'm using the white man's mind of the Academy. Now, that's why I want to win, of course. Who else I think potentially they will vote for? Sean Penn. And Sean Penn did
Yeah,
excellent work. And I do think that they would look at his character and feel like they were related to him. Like they would feel like, oh, that's a character that I can relate to that's going through something that has a tragic demise. I think that's cool. I'm
he's
voting for
like,
that. He's acting.
I thought you were gonna say like, I'm a racist with a black baby. I love that character.
I mean, they might not have a black baby, but do they have the desires potentially?
That's kind of
Okay.
something. I guarantee you, some guy in the academy is like, I am a racist, and I also have a black baby. I think that performance was spot on.
Well, they'll definitely say, I'm in a secret white society. I know what that feels like. Yeah, they'll
Yeah,
relate.
I know that's pretty spot on, but then they can't
That's
admit
spot
it,
on.
right? So
Right,
you can't.
but the vote is anonymous, you know. But then I also look at Benicio del Toro, and I think, okay, with everything going on with immigration and things like that, sometimes you do get the vote, sort of the pity vote, not the pity vote, let me not say pity, more so I don't want to actually get out there and protest, so I'm a vote for the character that's over here helping immigrants because it makes me feel like I did
But
something.
I'm going to say this about Benicio del Toro again: an amazing actor, incredible range. But I also, again, believe that sort of the quirky nature of the character that
Right.
he portrays in this film, One Battle After Another, is not in an entirely different category than what he did in the Phoenician Scheme. Right? That was
Hmm.
Wes Anderson. I'm not saying they're the same. I wouldn't insult him like that. But what
Right,
I'm
right.
saying from a casual viewer's perspective, kind of quirky, kind of funny, kind of offbeat, for Benicio del Toro, someone who can be taken so incredibly seriously, like, anybody who's seen Sicario is like, oh shit, you know, right? So, again, he reminds me of Leo in that same way. Like, I think you've done a different, better version
Better
of this
version of
type
this.
of role.
Yeah, but
Right.
so I would say I think if Delroy Lindo doesn't win, it would piss me off. But if Sean Penn won, I would get it. Anyone else, I would be annoyed.
Yeah.
That's what I'll say.
And much like you know, if Sean Penn were to win, like he should be like, you know what, Delroy, come on up here.
Yeah, just
Here,
go on,
here you go.
Delroy.
I don't need this, man. I don't like these people.
No, listen, give it to Delroy because I had no idea he was British. No one did. No, we didn't know. It's been acting
Well,
American
you
for
know,
years.
that's not what he was leading with.
So, actress in a supporting role, we have Elle Fanning in Sentimental Value. Who is this? Another name, y'all. Bear with me. Igna Ibsadadar Lil Lilias.
Uh-oh. That sounds
Lilias.
like a lot.
Lilias. It is a lot. It's a lot of letters in this name. Sentimental Value. Forgive me if I have mispronounced. You have Amy Madigan in Weapons, which
Amy
we know is
Madigan.
that, yeah, which is that mystery horror about the disappearance of the school children. We have Wumi Musako in Sinners, and we have Tiana Taylor in One Battle After Another. Ooh, two black people in one category. Oh no, this is tough. Who we voting for? Who we
Okay.
liking?
I can't. I'm looking for my Oscars breakout list and I can't find it. Is this it?
I
No.
don't know, but
Uh, okay. Best supporting actress.
okay.
Um, who's the white lady?
Elle Fanning, Igna Ibsadadar Lieas, Amy Madigan, and then we have the beautiful black Wumi Masako and Tiana Taylor.
Uh,
This is tough for me.
this sounds very white girl.
What does?
Um,
Like the winner
well,
will be?
yeah, because you know, Wunmi Masako is new to this audience,
Yeah.
and you know, they're going to file her under "It's an honor to be nominated," and it is.
You're lucky to be
So
here.
I
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's where they're going to put that.
Now,
Um,
Tiana won for the
actress
Golden
and
Globes. So she
who
did win
did
this category.
Tiana
Tiana
won
Taylor
for the
won.
Golden Globe, and
Yeah.
because she won for the Golden Globes, I think they might be like, "Hey, you wanted the Golden Globe, so good for you." And you know, we got Amy Madigan here. Amy Madigan in Weapons versus Tiana Taylor in One Battle. Did you see Weapons?
I don't do horror. Mm-mm.
Okay.
I
Um.
don't do that genre.
So Inga is Dota Lilius.
Yeah, sentimental value. I think it's going to go to Tiana, and I'm saying that because they gave it to her already. Um, I think that she's going to get it again.
I'm gonna say Elle Fanning in Sentimental Value
Why? Because it's Elle Fanning.
because she's playing a white man's daughter. I think.
What else would she be playing? What else? What else could Elle Fanning play? But a white woman. Like, what do you mean? She's playing a white man's daughter.
Well, you know, no, I'm Elfan stars as Rachel. And he becomes seriously complicated, emotionally charged story about a strange director trying to reconnect with his daughter. Oh, okay. So Fanning's not the daughter. Fanning is the catalyst for you know, the drama in this relationship between this guy and a daughter that he's estranged from, and another
Mm-hmm.
daughter that he has a relationship with, and she plays an actress that's going to portray a role in a movie that he's making that, you know, causes some consternation between the other two daughters. I think that that particular brand of family drama, I think Elle Fanning is a really solid actress. You know, I think that they will like this for her. um I think the other women are solid. Amy Madigan, I think, is good and entertaining. It is kind of a bizarre, kind of weird horror slash
Yeah.
comedy. It's a weird movie. Uh, so I think that she might be like a long shot. Inga is, I really want to learn how to pronounce her name. Inga
I have it. It's
Ibsdottir
Inga
Lilius.
Ibsdotter Lilios. Inga
Lilios.
Ibsdotter Lilios. It's Norwegian. It's a
Okay.
Norwegian name.
Yeah, Norwegian. Uh,
Yeah.
I'm going to say no to that. I'm going to say yes to Elle Fanning. with a possible Tiana Taylor bringing up a close second. And the others, I think it's an honor to be nominated.
Well, so for me, somebody black is going to win. We know at least one. It's too many nominations. If you nominate that it like a Sinners that many times, and you don't let anybody win in an acting category from it, there's going to be an uproar. So,
Well, so Delroy is easy. Delroy is an easy
yeah, I
win,
was going to say it's
and
either
no,
going to
and
be
that
Delroy or it's going to be Tiana. I doubt it's going to be both.
Tiana's got that's more competitive, right? Because with Delroy Lindo and even Benicio del Toro and Sean Penn, these are legacy moments for these guys, right?
Hmm.
These aren't my career is on the upswing or I got more things to do. These are guys who are at later stages in their career and who are having, are going to have, certainly solid works, but not necessarily work that gets this level of attention. And
Sean
of the
Penn has
guys who
he
have
has
that
Oscars.
notice,
Okay,
it's less likely that Delroy Lindo is going to get this opportunity again than
that's true.
Sean Penn or Benicio del Toro.
Yeah, and Sean Penn has his Oscar. He's Mystic River. He has Milk. So they may look at it as we've awarded you. We know you're going to do Oscar work. Well, you've done it already. So possibly, um, I don't know because I don't I have to look back and see. But I feel like some of these same people were nominated against her in the Golden Globes, and so she won. But we know somebody's going to win something.
I'm putting
If it's
I'm putting
both, great.
$4 on Elle Fanning. I'll bet you $4 Elle Fanning
Why
wins.
$4? You got more money than that.
Because just I might need $1 to get myself a drink because I've
All right.
lost $4.
All right. So you say Elle Fanning.
Yeah.
I say Tiana Taylor. I think is going to do that one.
Okay. Enjoy that.
We'll see. Best director. So we have Paul Thomas Anderson. He also won the Golden Globe for this. Ryan Coogler for Sinners. Josh Safdie for Marty Supreme. Joachim Trier in Sentimental Value. And Chloe Zhao for Hamnet. Now I know who I want to win.
Yeah. But Paul Thomas Anderson's going to win. Paul Thomas Anderson's going to win.
Why do you think they won't give it to Ryan Coogler?
Because he's young. And this is his first original screenplay that has gotten this level of notice. He's early in his career, and we believe that he's going to do other great things. Paul Thomas Anderson has a body of work and a type of notice that hasn't necessarily been rewarded at the highest level. This is a great opportunity to give Paul Thomas Anderson his best directing Oscar. Again, not unwarranted. And given the competition, Josh Safdie, he just broke apart from Benny. So, this is his first swing, and, great movies getting a lot of notice. He'll get another shot. Ryan Coogler is going to get another shot, and it may even be with a more serious or dramatic and less kind of popcorn movie-ish sort of work.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got more opportunities. So yes, in the political competition, in the career competition, and in the white man or voting competition, I want to say Paul Thomas Anderson with Ryan Coogler, possibly a very respectable second. I don't know about the Chloe Zhao and the Hamnet of it all. I mean, there may be a real conversation to have about
There
that
might
and
be.
Marty
I
Supreme.
feel like she could be. She could sneak in
But
there. I
I'm
do
I'm
think
like
so.
this is just screaming. This is just screaming Paul Thomas Anderson, and
Okay,
and
cool.
we shouldn't
I'm
be
not
mad.
mad at that. I'm not mad at
Hmm.
that. I mean, of course, I would love it to be Ryan Coogler, but I will not be surprised if Paul Thomas Anderson wins. I will not be surprised if Chloe Zhao wins either. Um, so we'll see. Screenplay. We have Begonia for screenplay. Frankenstein, Hamnet, One Battle After Another, and then Train Dreams are all up for adapted.
Is that adapted? Those are adapted,
These
right?
are adapted. Hmm.
What are they again?
Begonia, Frankenstein, Hamnet, One Battle After Another, and Train Dreams.
Adapted screenplay, man. That Train Dreams.
It
It's
was such a
between Train
quiet.
Dreams. Yeah.
it would. I mean, but there's also a lot of introspective thoughts in that screenplay because it's a lot of him speaking, to himself about life. So I could see that. I
Yeah,
so
I
because
mean it. What?
Begonia for me though, but you haven't seen Begonia. There's a lot of speeches in Begonia. Begonia is and I really think that the lead in that Begonia should have been up for leading best actor. I thought he was amazing, but it's a lot of conversations about that where you are literally pleading for your life in some way, shape, or form, and it is thrilling and like the amount of dialogue that is in that movie that keeps you
Yeah.
going. I to me it would be what I would like. I don't know if it'll get it because I'm not the one
So
voting, but
you're saying you liked the writing in Begonia a lot.
I did like the writing in Begonia over
So
Train
what's
Dreams.
interesting to me about that sort of idea is, so if I were to say you were comparing Begonia to Train Dreams, I would almost say that in some ways, to me, that's a comparative to like Marty, Timothy Chalamet and Marty Supreme and Michael B. Jordan and Sinners, which is,
Mhm,
one of them is more quiet, more nuanced, more
mhm,
interior, and the other is bigger and more bombastic. But in terms of the writing, bombast, and just kind of like coming at you that way, it does keep you engaged, right? But being able to have that space and to be able to be, like I say, lyrical and poetic and still, capture and maintain the attention. It's like Miles Davis playing just a few notes. It's like I don't need all those notes, right?
mhm.
Because the few that I'm going to play are going to resonate with you. They're going to hit you in the heart. They're going to hit you in a way that makes you pause and you got to take it in and consider these things. And I just thought that, like I say, there's a simplicity and an elegance to Train Dreams in the screenplay that I think it's harder to do.
Okay, that's fair.
It's it's harder to do.
Because I would think so. Because I know One Battle After Another one, but when I look at One Battle After Another or Begonia, they're creating a world for you, and I would think that it would be harder to like spell out this world, this whole alien meets
Yeah,
real reality, or this revolutionary world, and make it realistic, whereas Train Dreams feels like it is very much set in a period, in a reality, but you feel like it's harder to write because it is more like a sentimental or more quiet. It's not, so you don't
yeah.
have
It's
like
just like,
the loud moments.
yeah, it is so quietly sophisticated. It is really, I think, an incredibly beautiful piece of writing.
Okay.
In a way that where the others are demonstrate, I think, incredible skill and great storytelling and fantastic technique. Train Dreams goes one notch higher. I'm able to strip away a whole bunch of shit. And this combination, because when you're talking about screenplay, you're not just talking about the words that are spoken. You're talking about, the way those images are rendered and the world that he creates. That's writing. And so a lot of people think writing is what everybody said. No, writing is what this experience evokes in us, right?
Hmm.
And how it's presented, and what the tragedy is of losing your family in a certain set of circumstances and having no way to speak to that,
Yeah.
not by giving you the opportunity to over emote and cry and do something dramatic, but to have the quiet pain and loss of not being able to get an answer, right? That's fucking writing. So yeah,
Mm.
Train Dreams, for me, adapted screenplay, 100%. Like the other ones, I'll give One Battle a close second, and
Okay.
maybe Begonia an interesting third. I don't know about Hamnet and
Hmm.
Frankenstein.
That should be interesting to see. But yeah, One Battle After Another did win for the Golden Globes, so I do think that it's probably up there. But you make an interesting point when it comes to Train Dreams, and I can see that. So with the original screenplay, we have Blue Moon,
Sinners,
and we.
sinners.
I think that's who should win. I think
Well,
that's
this is the
ridiculous.
award that they can give to Ryan Coogler without seeming like they're being unfair or deferential to anybody else. Is Marty Supreme good? Sure. But it wasn't a $300 million earning behemoth that garnered 16 nominations and is something unlike anything we've seen before. We've seen troubled white guys wreaking havoc in their lives and fucking people over
Hmm.
and having a big performance and all of that. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it ain't new. Sinners, we've never seen Sinners before.
That's true.
And so
And
when you're
that,
talking about original screenplay, that shit's
yeah,
original.
that would make me happy. Like seeing him go up there for his, like, I wasn't happy seeing him go up there and get the participation award of you sold the most tickets for your movie. That didn't satisfy me. I don't feel like it really highlighted the skill level of him. I think that have
Right.
him go up there, win the award for writing the best damn movie. Period. If you're not going to
Yeah.
give it to him for direction, give it to him for that.
And you
And
know
then
what would make the win even better? If Aaron Pierre presented it to him on a bike.
on a bike, on a bike.
I thought, yeah, he on the bike, ride out on his bike because he had that bike in that movie. He rode
Okay.
fast, man. He was good.
Listen. Okay, so we have casting. Because casting is a new
Yes.
category, which I think is really, really
Casting's a new
cool.
category.
I think it's cool. I think they do deserve to
Sinners.
be they deserve to be nominated. You got Hamnet, Marty
Sure.
Supreme, One Battle After Another, Secret Agent, and Sinners.
Sinners.
Sinners to me,
Sinners.
it's the most like interesting casting. There's people who I don't know off the bat. There's people who are now household names to me. And to me, when you're casting, I think that's what makes casting interesting. You can put a bunch of people that we've been knowing in a film
Mm-hmm.
or names that are draws in the film, and that's not hard. What's interesting is you take
Mm-hmm.
people who we may have seen before and you show them in a different light. You introduce us to some people we may have not realized we've seen before, and I just think that makes it more interesting. I think that's what that category should be based on.
Well, to your point, and I heard you say seeing them in a different light. And when you say that, do you mean seeing an actor portray a type of role that you haven't seen them portray before? When you say seeing them in a different light,
That, but also, okay, you have the guy in there, and we've seen him a ton, who plays Cornbread, right? Was that his name, Cornbread? We've seen him a ton, so we know what type of role
who
he's going
Omar
to
Miller?
play. Yes, oh, but it's just, even though we've seen him a ton, we know what type of role he's going to play. I felt like I'm seeing him in a different light, and I'm also seeing actors who I may have seen before, but I'm not aware of them, and I'm also seeing someone who's brand new that none of us really knew in the lead of that, and I think that is
Well,
where
let,
the
let me
success of casting comes in.
let me come at it from a different angle. Um, I think that the I think that the most impressive thing about the casting in Sinners is the wide variety of roles
Hmm.
that were cast with a level of specificity and authenticity,
Yeah.
right? Because I don't get to just cast, there's no black friend role, right? And I'm saying that that's kind of the in reverse thing. Like in the casting in One Battle After Another is interesting, but when I see Wood Harris and Regina Hall and I see Tiana Taylor portraying these roles, these are things that I think they're incredibly capable of. And also, the way that that's written, it's cool. And so they give voice and space to broaden out like sort of the ethnic conversation about what that film is. But the casting that's done in Sinners is elevated, it's sophisticated, it's elegant, it's specific. There are some unknown faces. There are a few
Yeah.
known faces. There are people doing things that we haven't seen before. People popping up in unexpected ways. And I don't know a lot about
Hmm.
Haley Steinfeld, but as I'm watching her, I'm going, oh shit, she's pretty good. I'm a fan of Jamie Lawson,
Yeah. Hmm.
and I thought that she was incredible in that movie. And then we got Wunmi, and we got Michael, and we got Michael, and we got Michael, and the guy who
The vampire.
gosh.
I loved him.
Well, no, the Irish dude. I forget that, and he was
Yes.
in
Well, I
another
mean,
film that I've seen. So yeah, it's like even I'm seeing some fresh faces doing something really really cool. Love the
Yeah,
casting,
and
and I
Miles
think that
Canton, I mean, the newcomer, like,
oh,
he's
Buddy
amazing.
Guy, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. It's just so
Yeah,
Lynn
it's like I
Julie,
think that
there's so many
casting was
things. Yeah.
yeah.
Top tier, top
So
tier.
yes,
So I would love to see it go there. And I would also love to see it go to Ruth Carter again for costume design as well. I don't know why Avatar is not Avatar is an animated film, so I don't understand the costume design
I mean
there.
there's a lot of computer stuff in there, I suppose. But
Yeah.
you still it says costume design, right?
Yeah.
And so right, even if there is AI, a computer, or whatever part is practical and whatever part is
Yeah.
augmented by digital technology, you still have to design the costumes. In the costumes, for me, I think the biggest thing is that I think Marty and Sinners, I think those feel more like costumes, right? It's period pieces, it's specific characters. Each character has their own specific style, and so when
Yeah.
you're talking about costuming, I think when you're looking at Frankenstein, it's an entire invention, right? And so it's not like you don't have to be specific, and it's not that you don't have to create these looks and so on and so forth, but it's a very different space than being able to capture a moment in time and be able to capture the nature of an individual. They express themselves this way. Even the difference between the hats with Smoke and Stack, right?
Okay.
It's like this guy's red, this guy's blue. What does that mean? Those hats, you know, were iconic,
Yeah.
right?
I would love to see
Like
her win it again. I would love to see it
yeah,
go to
and I'm
Ruth
and I'm just
Carter.
saying, like in as a matter of as a point of reference,
Hmm.
right? When you have a piece of clothing that is iconic, the red and the blue felt fucking fedoras in Sinners, like next Halloween, everybody gonna know exactly who that is, or their last Halloween or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So
That
yeah,
it's
and
already
I,
been
and
a
I
thing. People are dressing up
yeah,
like
so I'm,
I
I'm just
saw
saying,
sinners parties where people dressed up as
I
vampires and
mean,
things like
I know
that.
Marty got some glasses or something, and
I felt like Marty wore the
Frankenstein.
same thing the entire movie, pretty much. If
Yeah,
he changed his clothes, I didn't notice.
yeah. So yeah, yeah. Sinners.
Sinners.
Uh,
I think we're both in agreement there. And yeah, let's
let's
make
look at a
Black
couple
History
other ones. What
again.
else you got? What you
Animated
think
feature.
about? I got a bunch of them here.
I mean, those are the big ones
Original
everybody talks
score,
about,
but
director and
original
things
score,
like
original
that.
song. Let's talk about very quickly. How about achievement in cinematography?
Who's the nominees?
I don't know. The films are Frankenstein, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, Sinners, and Train Dreams. And for
Hmm.
different reasons, there are several achievements in cinematography. And having seen all of these films, well, what do you say?
You say it again. You said
Cinematography,
Marty.
Frankenstein, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, Sinners, and Train Dreams.
Cinematography. I would say one battle after another. And so,
Why?
okay, does this fall into cinematography? Something that, and this might fall into direction. So correct me if I'm wrong. What I really loved from that movie was that car chase scene. Does that fall more into the direction, or does that fall into the cinematography? Like, what about that made it cool? Was it the way they shot it, or was it the way it was directed?
Yes, that's cinematography,
So then,
right?
yes, for
The
that.
the this the cinematographer's one of his responsibilities is his primary responsibility is understanding where in the story the perspective needs to come from in order to deliver the greatest emotional impact, whatever that is, right?
Mm.
As directors, we work with actors on performances. We may work with the blocking of a scene to create a certain rhythm and dynamic, but to capture it on film, That's the job of the cinematographer,
Okay.
right?
So then I
And
would
so
say one
yeah,
battle after
in
another.
one battle, um, so the surreal montage in Sinners, I
Also
call it
really
the
great.
surreal montage because that's how Ryan Coogler referred to it
And
in the video that I saw.
wasn't that all one long shot
It
as
was.
well?
I think it was a combination of takes. You know, there was some structure. They found a couple of places where they were able to stitch it, but it was a massive, live action take with with a techno crane or whatever devices they use to capture the imagery. So that particular um, that particular sequence, was stunning.
Yeah.
Um, the last battle, uh Michael B. Jordan coming for the Klansman with the machine gun is another iconic image, right?
Yeah.
And capturing it in that way. So there are a lot of moments in Sinners from a camera perspective, how we're introduced, to the church in the opening scene and how that cuts to what was happening in the barn at the same time. So there's a lot of choices in Sinners that really impactful, really great. The cinematography in One Battle After Another is quieter. I think that the road sequence at the end is is easily the I think it's the best sequence in the film. The montage at the top when Perfidia goes nuts and starts robbing everything right before she gets caught. Like that's a great sequence, right?
Yeah.
And then the other one is in the middle of the film when Leo escapes from the hospital.
Yeah.
Uh, right, and that like that no, not the one where he escaped from the hospital. The one when they're at the dojo and he's trying to get him out and he ends up
Get
falling
him.
off the roof. Like
Yeah.
that sequence is a really exciting and great sequence. um
I feel like there was a lot of great
but
tension that the
yeah,
cinematography created in
otherwise though,
that.
I'm not I didn't I don't know, I wasn't necessarily uh drawn to how spectacular the images were. In a weird way, I think the storytelling visually in Train Dreams is stronger than One Battle After
Really?
Another.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Again, incredibly sophisticated and quiet. Um, I have to argue for that. Frankenstein, good, looks great, but in and of itself, I think that because it is, like this monumental visual achievement, I think that
Mm.
that makes it great. Uh, and the cinematography in Marty Supreme is super specific. It gives voice and life and interest. Like they made ping pong interesting,
They did make it interesting. I
right?
was actually intrigued. But
Right.
but who's your winner though? Who's your winner?
Who's my winner? Damn it. This was actually hard. I want to say Sinners just because I like black people winning.
But do you think that's the best one? Because you made a good compelling argument. Like I forgot. I mean, that sequence alone is interesting. It's not something I've seen before. So I
Yeah.
mean,
This is
are
going
they
to
winning
sound
just for
weird,
that?
but I'm kind of feeling Train Dreams, but
I don't know. Like Train Dreams to
I
me,
get it.
it's just to me, it's like that movie that always wins the Oscars that people are like, I don't get it. I don't understand why it won. And maybe because your
Mhm.
average viewer doesn't know the nuance and all the little intricacies, which is why I'm glad you're
Yeah, I mean
spelling them
because
out.
it's composition, it's color, it's tone, right? Because cinematography is not just where we put the camera; it's also how do the images come off the screen. So Sinners obviously is working in multi formats, so that's like this technical achievement and the way that comes alive. Those are some technical aspects of that viewing that make it significant. But the more important thing is that you don't even notice when it happens. That's what's impressive about it. That when we go from IMAX 70 mil, to VistaVision or whatever the other format was, it transitions in a way that I suddenly realized that this other image is filling the screen, and I didn't see when it happened.
Mm.
I've actually gone back and looked at the film a number of times and watched for when the transition occurs. And like, oh shit, there it was. And so that in and of itself is an incredible achievement when you put something that jarring technically into the body of a film, but the material and the images that are on the screen are so engrossing that you don't notice that part,
Mhm.
right? I know what I'm watching when I'm watching Frankenstein. I'm watching a lot of stuff,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
Okay.
And the magic is making it disappear. And so, in a lot of ways, I got to give Sinners, credit for that. Yeah, damn it, I just voted for Sinners.
Okay, well there we go. Give it to center. Give it all to
I
sinners.
flipped.
Give them every single one.
Autumn Arkapaw. Is
Give
that
them
is that
all of
Autumn?
it.
It says Autumn Durald, but maybe that's her. I think her full name is Autumn Arkapaw Durald or Autumn
That's the
Durald
cinematographer from
Arkapaw. I'm
Sinners.
sorry, Autumn. I'm just looking. So, but
Well,
Autumn
come on,
Arkapaw,
woman
I think is her
DP.
name.
We love that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Listen,
yeah,
we
yeah, yeah. So
love
that's
that.
a
We
yeah.
love that.
Okay. I was really close with Train Dreams. I was pulling for it. I tried.
Look, I'm rooting for everybody black. Okay, but yes, I can't wait
Okay.
to see the Oscars. Are we? We're going to be live streaming. We want to.
We're gonna live stream.
We're gonna live stream. Let's just watch it in real time and see which one of these predictions actually come to light.
Okay. So yeah. All right, y'all. So like on the run up, go ahead and if you
Let us
when
know
you
who you
start
think's
seeing
gonna win.
episodes,
Yeah, exactly.
click
Let us know who you
in.
think's gonna win.
I hate to be the guy. I hate it when people say like and subscribe, but I guess I have to do that,
Do you want them to not like,
right?
not follow, not
No,
subscribe?
I don't want them to dislike, but I'm not used to I've been shielded, right? It's the fucking Wild West out here, man. I've been shielded in the safe confines of buildings where you were guarded by your people and stuff, and now I'm on the internet. Anybody can
Yes,
get to you. I
now
gotta ask
somebody
them to
can
like
tell.
and subscribe.
Yes, and they may not like you.
They're
They
like,
may not.
I've been trying to get to you, man.
Listen, like I
but
said,
please, yes,
DM probably flooded with scripts as we speak.
give us your support, and we will give you our best efforts in return.
Yeah, and I want to know who you think's going to win. So add that into the comments. Let us know
Yep.
who your best prediction is, and we'll let you
And
know.
and let you and let me know if you think I'm wrong about something. I love being told something other than what I think. All right.
All right, y'all. We'll see y'all at the Oscars.